What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the world's greatest podcast. Today, we got it figured out. You know what I'm saying? The last episode I did with DJ Emile, there was no visual besides a picture of him. But we got him here in real time today, and you can see his face, his beautiful mug, this gorgeous man right here. And I'm so happy that he's back because we got a lot to talk about.
We got a lot. We got short little bit of time. We're gonna crank it out. So let's go through it.
Crank it out. First, let me say I'm loving the shirt. I'm loving the aesthetic, the style.
Thank you.
I like the flowers and the oral, or is it floral? Not oral. I mean, the floral.
We got the weather, so why not rock it? You know, the weather appropriate gear so that you're looking good. You know.
Yeah. Dope, man.
So what's been going on with you?
Well, I had a Ableton user, this young lady. She's a DJ. And she showed me some gloves that you can put on and essentially adjust live while you're performing with the gloves.
Haptics, right?
Haptic sensory.
Listen. So we can't pull up stuff on the internet, can we? This time?
No, I don't have my computer hooked up. Well, we can explain in detail.
There is a project you can look up called the V-Motion project that I was a part of probably 12 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it started about 20 years ago. And it was with the Xbox Connect. And really the future was that you could walk into an empty garage or empty space and trigger stuff just by the motion of your body. You could take a bass line and go and that's the future of music. And for whatever reason, Microsoft just shelved it like they do every groundbreaking thing until they can figure out a way they can monetize it, right?
I have a theory on that.
Go ahead.
Well, the theory is this. You see all this hardware here. All this hardware is going to be obsolete if we're able to do everything else we need to do with these haptic gloves and holograms or when you projection. So essentially, listen, you know where I'm going with this. You can take all of this software, put it into one system, have it just displayed wherever. We don't actually need a physical roadcaster. We just need something that
keep going. Keep going. You're going somewhere. You're getting there.
Well, I'm just saying, the business of making these machines is going to be antiquated once, things come out that do what they do. You don't really need them.
I mean, every day I walk out on the street, I'm thinking it's a mix between the movie Idiocracy.
No,
and it's and
some Gatorade on the plants.
Right, and Philip K. Dick. But back to what you were saying, and this is so when we ended the podcast, we were talking about UAPs, right? And since then, how much stuff has come out?
A lot.
Right.
Major.
And one of the things that they talked about was psionics and how these UAPs can be controlled by psionics and through consciousness, right?
Yeah. Tell everyone what UAP is, just so.
Unidentified, anomalous, whatever.
Let's look up the definition so we give people the
phenomenon.
Google. Yeah. Is it UAP or UFO?
It's UAP, USO, but
yeah, unidentified anomalous phenomenon.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So I've recently heard a lecture from a guy that kind of blew my mind a little bit. And he was talking about, remember we were talking about, fourth dimension, and he was saying that that if you are in this infinite realm where time doesn't exist and you are basically immortal, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we are as humans, exactly what you just said, what we are as humans we are just projecting our consciousness to these physical bodies to experience life, death, regret, emotion. Learn these lessons so that you're not allowed to basically you have to learn these lessons before you can go into the next realm and become this immortal person and have all this power
Yeah.
And then we also talked about AI, right?
Yeah.
And I can tell you that literally a week ago, I was bitten by AI. And in the worst possible way, because I was all in, you know, I was like, hey, I gotta make all this music, right? Made this mix that was a live mix, put it on Mixcloud, it got taken down.
Because the samples weren't cleared? Why it wasn't pulled down?
So,
you go ahead. Well, I was gonna say, because when you using Suno pulls those sounds from other sources. So if it's not cleared, you know what I'm saying? It's coming down.
Okay, I consider myself a futurist and pretty avant-garde guy, but I did not see this coming. So what happens is, if you post a track by Suno or something that you made on Suno, like I did in my mix, that they call a copyright strike on you. So I literally put this mix up, and within one day I had it taken down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I made it, you know, through AI, and that's, people don't realize, like, this is a big cash grab, man. This is how they're gonna get you.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew that there was something, we just didn't know what it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you think that there's gonna be some new laws and legislation and policies made around this thing?
I don't trust any of these people at all.
No?
No,
Hey, did you watch Trump and Elon Musk's the conversation? What's it called? Pretty much Elon's there with his baby on his shoulders talking.
Yeah, I worked with special needs people. I understand why this happened. You know, this is a guy that has complete control of things, and then he has this guy who has, you know, and that's funny. We were talking about furries.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make this connection.
So you see how you do this.
Okay, so one of the things I learned about furries, which is crazy, is that most of them are on the spectrum because they don't like eye contact. Yeah. Because when they're behind the mask, they can be themselves, and eye contact and gives them social anxiety. It's kind of the same thing, you know. Like, it's like with Elon and all these tech guys. It's like, I lived in San Francisco. I worked there. I actually worked for him. I don't know if I told you this last time.
No.
So my ex-wife at the time, I was working for, and this is funny because now this completely makes sense to people, but I was working for an online bank. And I was working as a risk protocol liaison. So we would go into a meeting, and it was like, we're losing $100,000 a week. You know, there's beers in the fridge, and this guy would come in with leather pants and there was a little squeegee ball, and the network was down. And I'm like, this guy's losing. I mean, how can he lose this much money?
Yeah.
Didn't realize it was called X.com.
Yeah.
Then became PayPal. Right. And then it became, PayPal became, whatever, Tesla and everything else he did, SpaceX. Right.
Yeah.
I should have stayed at that company. I don't know why I quit. Yeah, because I just didn't see the vision. But I worked for that guy. It was pretty amazing working for him at the time.
Yeah.
But again, it's the same thing what's happening in Seattle. I was just talking to my sister about this. It's like, people are like, oh, Seattle's a mess and San Francisco's a mess. It's no different than Detroit, dude. Okay. It was the auto industry, and the auto industry built all these homes and
crashed.
What do you think's going to happen when all these tech guys pull out of these cities? What do you think's happened to Seattle now that Amazon has pulled out all of its housing and all of its industry and literally had the entire city changed, the whole face of the downtown, and decided, well, we're going to leave.
Yeah.
Right. I just don't. The biggest thing that people don't seem to understand is that people on the right are based in the past. We're going to make America great again, right? And when was it great again? When was it?
I think they're talking about the 80s.
Reagan? Okay, great.
Reaganomics, yeah.
Right. And then the left says, they talk about the future. You know, there's a utopia around the corner with this policy.
Yeah.
We're going to create a utopia, right? Yeah. And both of them should be focused on the present.
Yeah, they both are needed, right? Essentially, Republicans, a lot of them were conservationist for the for parks. You know, people want to go build whatever on what park. Republicans will come in and, hey, this is Yellowstone or whatever park. Yeah, build that shit here, which is a needed thing. Like, not everything has to become a fucking mall. Whereas progressives are also needed to look to the future of things that are going to benefit people collectively. So what I do like less government. I don't think
everybody does.
I don't think everyone does. Some people want more. Like, I want less government. I want government with less of our money, and it has more effective programs. Like, I haven't really seen the government do anything like that great. I can't be like, our government's the best at this shit. Maybe the military.
Well, I will say, during this whole Elon Musk thing, it was it's just so crazy. Day to day, it's so crazy. The U.S. aid thing, right? And he uses these 20-year-old pill popping, like Adderall kids to go through these. And what we found out was something that I've always known in the music industry. Like, I don't know. Did you hear about all this?
No.
Okay. Let's just say, the CIA has been funding rap groups.
Oh yeah.
He goes, oh yeah. So So how did you tell me you didn't hear about it? Of course you know about this, right?
I know about that, yeah.
Even like the Scorpions, the winds of change, that song. They wrote that entire song to take down the wall in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So the CIA has been funding all these, like Cuban rap groups and rappers and in Africa, like to cause dissent. Even Dua Lipa, she's like the biggest recipient of all the CIA funding because did you know this?
No, I didn't.
Because she's Albanian.
Really?
Yeah.
I did. The CIA is funding Dua Lipa.
Yeah. These are facts. These are facts. And like, it's all this stuff that the CIA is doing. And speaking of which, the JFK stuff. I mean, what do you think is going on there?
Yeah. The JFK thing has always been really confusing to me, and even the person that they said did the thing.
Okay, but nobody believes it. But the point is, like, okay, so you're gonna find out the CIA or someone did it. Then what? Do you think that they're gonna? They think they're gonna slap the CIA on the wrist? What do you think that they're gonna do?
Yeah.
It's just like all this UAP disclosure stuff. I mean,
yeah. Well, let's put it on. Let's put all our cards. Do you think the American public is ready to know everything about what's happened and how shit's really going down?
Oh man, I wish you had your computer right now.
I'll have to bring it to my.
Do you have your phone?
I have my phone right here. Yeah.
Okay. Do me a favor. Look up. Do a search on, Sphinx symbols and government badges, and see how many come up.
Symbols and government badges. Badges. BADGS. All right, here we go. Ooh. Oh, okay. So a lot. There is a lot here. You guys can see that here. There we go. Focus it on that. Boom.
Yeah, every intelligence agency has it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that about, y'all?
That's every.
What does that mean? Why is there so many symbolism?
Because I think there's, first of all, no one believes that the pyramids were created for a tomb, right?
What were they created for?
Well, I mean, supposedly that there's something going to happen in April of 2026.
Oh, is this like the Mayan calendar?
No. This is bigger than that. But the point is, I don't think that it's healthy that a faith-based right-wing group of people is in charge of disclosure.
Right. Yeah, because they will use that.
Because how is it going to fit into our narrative, right?
Right. Yeah.
How do we fit things from that we can't explain? I mean, how does it fit into the Bible? How does it fit into like and sometimes things don't fit. So I don't know how they're going to do that at all. I don't know.
The thing though about Elon is that I don't think that matters.
I think Elon and Trump are pretty easy.
Yeah.
You know what they're about? They're like the bully in school, bro. They if you wrong them, look out, bro.
Yeah.
They're coming for you and your family like the mob. Like that's really what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna audit you. They're gonna audit all the wrongdoings you've done and make you pay.
Right. But when we're talking about, it's like whenever I talk about millions and billions, right? I always ask people, how many seconds or how many days do you think are in a million seconds?
I don't know.
Okay. It's pretty easy. It's about I think it's you can ask. You can ask, right?
Yeah, that's a chat.
This is a good thing. How many days are in a million seconds?
Let me go ahead and pull up Chat GPT.
Okay.
How many days are in a million seconds?
About 10 days. 11 days.
Let's see. So the math here. So 1 million seconds is approximately 11.57 days.
Right. I said 11 days, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and ask it how many days are in a billion seconds.
Ooh. All right. How many days are in a billion seconds?
I can tell you, 36 years.
So let's see here. Yep. So with the math on that, that's going to be 31 years.
Yes, 31 years.
8 months, 8 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
11 days versus 31 years.
Yeah.
So when you're talking, we've lost, or they can't account for $260 billion. We're talking there's a lot of money in this country, a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right. And what we're seeing now is, what we're going to see is this distribution of wealth that happened during the and the thing is, I was alive during the Reagan years. So
yeah,
you're going to see huge discrepancy between the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, that's about to happen. This also makes me want to ask, how many days are in a trillion seconds? Because we have $1 trillion deficit.
Yeah. These are astronomical
and that is
numbers.
31,000 years.
These are astronomical numbers.
Yeah. To mentally grasp your mind on that is pretty hard. It kind of doesn't make sense.
So
after $1 billion.
But what's happening throughout all this, and I think I can tell you this assuredly, is that you get burned you get burned a few times. I don't care if it's your dealer. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's your dad, your teacher, whoever it is. You're just never gonna. I mean, what this has done is I don't think anyone did trust the government from jump.
Mm-hmm.
But this for sure makes you think, okay, you just can't.
I wanted the swamp to be drained. I was all on board for that.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I wish I was kind of hoping Bernie was gonna be that guy to show up and drain the swamp per se, but we're at where we're at right now, and we got who we got. So it still has to go through that process.
I'm not throw the baby out with the bathwater guy.
Yeah.
There's some things about Trump that, this RFK thing.
Yeah.
Let's just start somewhere. He first of all, he acknowledges plastic.
Mm-hmm.
He acknowledges that some of this stuff is bad for us, and these pharmaceutical companies have gotten away with literally murder.
Yeah.
And so let's start somewhere.
Yeah.
And, and let's not try to throw money at the problem or just ignore it, because that's not going to work either.
Yeah.
Right? But at some point you're going to get, it's like anytime you have a parasite, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's got like a parasite. Well, sometimes they latch onto critical parts of your body. And I think that's what's happening now is that in order to get rid of this parasite,
Yeah.
I think it's attached, honestly, to your lungs, your heart, and I don't think you can just tear it out without killing the patient. You know, I think that you're gonna have to be super careful.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a great way to describe that.
Yeah.
You know, that's a more technical baby with the bathwater scenario there, because there is work that has to be done, and we gotta, you know, we gotta do something. We can't do anything at this point. And we're like at a critical stage of like U.S. history right now.
Yeah.
Where our not just like it's our social disposition of how we're being affected by technology. Like, people are just so fucked up by technology right now. Man. And then we have our economy being broken down into these mega wealthy and these people that are check to check or have shit. Their economic status is, since, you know, generationally, they haven't had shit. What are your thoughts on like UBI and stuff, like universal basic income? Do you think?
I mean, I think it, okay, all that can work.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to get to baseline first. You know what I mean? You have to get to a baseline. Before you start doing that, you got to make sure that everyone's at a baseline. And then I would say that could only work if you have universal health care first.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what is giving me $1,000 if it's all going to medicine?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'd say take care of health care first.
Yeah.
Right? But, you know, all this stuff that, like, you know, I did a podcast. Remember, I was telling you, it was almost 89,000 views. Shout out Sean Atwood.
Shout out
Sean Atwood. But, you know, the other thing too, it's not like this podcast, because I had to say SA. You couldn't talk about trans people. You couldn't talk about this or that, and I thought about that for a minute, and because you can't talk about things, there's less understanding about things. Yeah. It's not always about, you know, it's like with Kanye going off on this Nazi thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe people would understand, like, I mean, like, there's so much misunderstood stuff about like what that was and how it happened and how we can't let that happen again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
it's wild. It's wild to me.
Our mental health as a collective, as a nation, is not that great. And I think I don't think it's the government's responsibility,
right,
to provide us with mental health outlets. However, it would help. You know what I mean? It would be something, I think, that it's almost like having a YMCA or a community center or someplace you can go do yoga or exercise or some shit. It doesn't cost you anything. You can just go there and fucking work out. You know, like programs like that, I think those things should be tested.
Well, look, not to cut you off, but let me explain to you, like, that's so crazy that you say that, because if you look at the new statistics, especially in music right now,
mm-hmm.
How many of your friends drink?
All of them, mostly. Yeah.
Like on a regular?
On a regular?
More
than half.
Okay. Do you know that this latest generation, the new 21-year-olds,
mm-hmm.
don't drink at all?
They consume a lot of other drugs.
Correct. Yeah. But when you have had, like in my case, when you have had an entire industry, DJing and electronic music, and I won't even get into like, but it's all presented by Budweiser, or even every concert you go to is presented by Bud Light, or by a White Claw, or whatever it is, right? By Jack Daniels, right?
Yes.
So, and for the longest time, if you didn't sell booze, you just didn't have a show, right?
Yeah, they're hand in hand. The music business and alcohol industry were partnered.
Okay, but we know how bad alcohol is.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, how many more papers need to be put out? I mean, we know how bad alcohol is, right? And now with kids smoking pot, it's the same thing. It's like now, you know, they can take an edible and be cool and chill. But the industry that financed music for so long is now going broke.
Yeah.
Like they're literally losing crazy amounts of money, and they can't afford to put on these concerts and these like tours like before. And they're losing crazy amounts of money. I mean, I think it's down by like 40% now drinking, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with these phones, like smoking, right?
Yeah.
Like at some point we realized, okay, you can't just smoke in this studio as much as I would love to, have a cigarette in the studio, right? You can't smoke here, can't smoke there. But we realized secondhand smoke was whatever. And you don't realize how that affected the music industry, because you couldn't smoke in the club. You would have to go outside, right?
Yeah.
Let me show you how this works. So everybody had to go outside. And what happens is the DJ, as you're sitting there, the crowd goes empty. So what do? You drop another panty dropper. You drop another like track to try to get people back in because they're outside smoking. And that led to bro step and, and that's, and what DJs don't understand, especially these TikTok DJs, is that you cannot rage. Because listen, I was in the hardcore punk scene. I get it. I mean, I remember going to every show and seeing mosh pits. Remember, like, I don't know if you were around for that, but like there were like mosh pits and people were like going crazy.
Yeah.
That only lasted for so long, and then out of that came grunge and like slow. I mean, it goes through waves, right? And you can't rage forever. And these 30-second clips. So we saw that during the Tyson fight. These 30-second clips of him boxing, and then he got in the ring. He's like, I don't have it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we know how that was. We know what happened there. He got paid. The correlation between the success of the music industry and alcohol consumption and their business is fascinating, because music is a representative of the times that we're in,
right?
And it is the TikTok DJs now. Like, it's been moved, like social media consumption of music, and as far as like entertainment,
right,
is what's the driver now. Before it was like, I'm gonna go have some drinks with my friends and fucking rage.
You gotta have purple hair, right? You gotta have purple hair. You gotta have some kind of gimmick, I mean, like, I was from a generation of DJs that nobody saw us. Like, we were up in a booth, nobody saw us. We played music.
Yeah,
we were heard, not seen. That goes into something else. And I don't have. I'm 50 years old, so I don't like. I'm not. I'm still playing with the young guns, and and by the way, I'm playing at an event called Out of This World on March 1st, and
I'll drop the flyer too.
Okay,
check it out.
And I'm in shock because I forgot playing local events is amazing. Like, I've gotten so much love from everybody, and they're like, I can't believe I'm playing with you, whatever. As opposed to trying to get on one of these national headline shows where you're just another drop in the bucket, and they don't care. They don't, like, to them, you're just a local DJ.
Yeah.
But here you're like, man, I've paid my dues. I mean, people know, and like you put in the work.
Yeah.
Right. The other thing too, I've noticed that all these older DJs are going, retire. I ain't going to retire. I'm 70 some years old. Maybe you should. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No other guy. I have to tell you, sports. It's not that by the way, not that I am hating. There are some very capable DJs that are doing it into their 70s and even 80s. But bro, we get it now. Like, you have a house payment, you've got a mortgage. You're just you're just cycling through. Again, like every other aspect of music, people get older.
Yeah.
Maybe there's the Stones, a couple of guys. You get older, you retire, the next generation comes in. Not here, man. You can play into your 70s and 80s, and like, and I think that's what happened with our generation of DJs. That I actually thought, hey, like, I was gonna get into my 30s, and these guys were gonna retire, and then I was gonna be no, it's wild. It's
Yeah. There has to be a better pipeline for mentorship too.
100%.
At that phase, I mean, so many other industries, you know, once you hit a certain age and you're not as spring chicken like you used to be, you're going to start mentoring and bring someone under your tutelage and teach.
What are you talking about? There's a new tour called the In Bed by 10.
No, I haven't heard of that.
What are you talking about? Like, you haven't seen this?
No. In Bed by 10?
Yeah, In Bed by 10. I'm trying to get on their lineup right now, but they're In Bed by 10, and there's these day shows that go from like 5 to 10 o'clock for older people, and they're packed.
Oh, nice.
Packed.
I like that. In Bed by 10.
I see. Exactly. We got kids.
Yeah.
I like it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to play at midnight. I'm down to play at 2 in the morning.
Mhm.
But man, sometimes I just want to go, you know, from 5.
Yeah.
Maybe before or after my workout. Man, that would be amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I got shit to do during the day. And staying up to 2 a.m. is going to stop my morning shit that I got to get done.
But I also, too, about the TikTok thing, I think that you can stage. It's like if you've ever been in real estate, you can stage a house, right?
Yeah.
You can put nice furniture, you know.
Like
it's temporary just to make it look good, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening, is that you can get like 12 friends
Mm-hmm.
with drinks.
Optics.
Yeah. And you notice that they're facing the DJ booth. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it around. There's like maybe 5 people out there.
Yeah.
It's all your boys, right?
I do like the boiler room and things like that.
Oh, that's done.
Yeah. You think it's done?
So, Sonar bought it.
Oh, I did not know that. Wow. Okay.
All right. So just okay. By the way, this goes back to big tech companies, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So a major festival company bought.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So it's just going to be pretty much their guys from their lineup.
It's gonna be corporate.
No more the 70-year-old Tijuana DJs that were on there. You know, I loved it. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I saw Floating Points do a 5-hour set that was amazing. Like, that's what the Boiler Room's about. Like doing this like long.
Yeah.
Very
pushing the limits there of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, still doesn't solve the problem that you and I keep talking about.
So that brings me to, you know, what is the solution for some of these things, man? We've identified it. We've identified some of the, or is there no answer to some of these things?
You're gonna hate my answer. Radio.
Going back to celestial radio, just
bro. This is
FM, AM?
This is the thing. If because every time you bring it up, people are like, "Nah, it's dead." No, dude, it ain't. I'll just give it a chance. Why haven't they given it a chance? Why are we still playing the same stuff? And by the way, they're like, you want to get tinfoil hat on it? I am very tinfoil hat on this, because I cannot see a reason why you would not update your music on radio. You lost out to podcasting. You lost out to every format of that's possible, whether it's the internet, TikTok, festivals. The only reason I can see is that there is something to broadcasting actual frequencies, positive frequencies over the airwaves. Yeah. That to me is the key. That maybe if you were broadcasting this instrumental, positive, free-thinking music over the airwaves, which is free, which anybody can tune into. You don't have to have internet service. Yeah. By the way, that's the other thing too. By having it on the internet and digitally, that they can leach information and see who's listening and when, why, where, what, where. Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I think you have something there. Remember when being tattooed was like rebellious, and smoking weed was rebellious. Right. You know what I mean? It was like fringe outlier behavior. And like the radio, a person having their own radio station where they get to say whatever the fuck they want, play whatever kind of music they want, and, you know, share it with people that might, you know what I mean? Right. I think that might be the new, like,
it's being wasted. By the way, it's ours. It's public. We pay for it.
Yeah.
We pay for it. I mean, it's the public airwaves. Satellites. Why aren't there podcasts on the radio? That makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
They kicked off Howard Stern. Then he went to satellite, and he was so stuck in satellite. He's still stuck there. Mm-hmm. And he said, podcasts were never going to work. Like, what did we say last time? either shut up and play music or talk.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Because these things right here, they can tune in FM. They can. Our phones have
And every car has FM.
Every car still has it. Yeah.
And there's something about it being live where you can mess up, where you could say something you're not supposed to. Ooh, that's the big thing, you know. Like, there's no way to edit it or take it down.
Mm-hmm. I think the visuals aren't going to go anywhere though, so it will be a combination of the podcast type of visuals along with some old school radio theatrics.
I think there's going to be a place for both of them. Like, I just went to Barnes and Noble with my daughter, and she picked out a book about the chupacabra, which was amazing. She's 5 years old, right? And the Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
And when you walk in that store, by the way, you want to pick up on people? The romance section is a great place to pick up on people. This is a scumbag. But is the written word going anywhere? Even though the audiobooks are out there? No.
Yeah.
People are still buying books.
Thanks. Yeah.
I think that we need to figure out a way to get on the air, man, live. Like, you and I need to get on and just talk about things. And like, by the way, it's one of the most heavily censored.
This was going to say, it's a very gate kept type of deal to get on.
But who? Why don't we put Elon or Trump in on this, man? Like, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they don't give a shit about that.
They will. I mean, George Soros just bought a bunch of radio stations in the South, so he knows what he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know, and iHeartRadio, I mean, what is that about?
Yeah. Yeah. Having the ability to send out that feed, that signal, or partnering with someone that can put our feed out is pretty much the gate that's being kept right now. Like how will we just put this show right now on the radio? We have to go to
like I said, we should, like last time we talked about it, we should have callers call in.
Yeah.
Keep feeding us. Like, talk to me about what you want to, like, I want to know what's going on out there.
Yeah.
You know?
But that has to compete against Facebook Live, or maybe work with Facebook Live, Instagram Live, Twitch Live, all the lives, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, is someone going to join us on that or on the radio? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's supposed to be, and it's real time, and we could have people call in and ask us stuff. You know me, I'm shoot, whatever you want to talk about, I'm into it, especially like when it comes to music right now. Like, I mean, it's so incredible to me that like Jeff Mills, Jensen Interceptor are coming out on the same weekend that I'm playing my show, which is wild.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where all these people are getting all this money. Like, I mean, do you see how many DJs and festivals there are every single weekend? Justice is coming into town.
Yeah.
And LCD Sound Systems is wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that is wild. Man, I have to go take my kids to go see
let's call it.
Captain America. Some of that, the film that you love. You know what I'm saying? No, smart.
Listen,
we need to have a movie review section.
All I can say is, like, listen, how many rewrites were there?
There's a lot of rewrites, and the company got their hands. That's something we can talk about another time. But I like the director's vision when they make something, and then the freaking production company that owns the rights to it come in and chop that shit up and make it.
I'm gonna let me end it by saying this.
Give me the director's cut.
Let me say this. What have you been watching any of the DC or Warner Brothers cartoons?
Freaking amazing. Those are the best. Like, their best IP.
I watched the Mortal Kombat one. I was like, mind blown. Even like the War of Rohirrim, the new Lord of the Rings.
Very good.
Forget it. Let's just go back to animation, man. I mean, even Batman Beyond, they're gonna do a new any of those cartoons are amazing.
Yeah, and they do it justice. DC does that very well. DC's animations and their stories, voice actors, all that's very good that they do.
All right.
how can people find you online, man, if they're trying to get a hold of you?
You can find me at Instagram, DJ Emile 808. I'm at Twitter, Emile I am, and you can find me on Bandcamp, DJ Emile. You can find me at DistroKid, DJ Emile. You can find me all over the place, even on Spotify, DJ Emile.
Dope. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching today's episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And do me a favor, be kind to each other. Peace. Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching the podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more episodes.